Money isn't everything. I just want to make sure y'all remember that. Watching this video about somebody who was saying in somebody else's comments that they would like let somebody spit on their face if they got like an increased price for the service they were providing. It was for like lawn care, and I was like, oh, what? What are you talking about? Not the guy who made the video was not the one who said that. It was somebody in his comments. But it just made me remember like how I remember walking away from a job where it again, integrity is more important. How you make your money does matter. And I remember I've been asked more than once if somebody offered you, X amount of money to go do this type of work or do that type of work, would you say you wouldn't do it? Like, no, like there's no amount of money that you could offer me to shit. I'm trying to think, like probably like to do sex work or to like binge drink alcohol. Like there's certain things I just won't do. I just won't do it. And I don't care. You could offer me $1 million for the day. I'm not doing it. You could offer me, you know, a check for 500,000 for the rest of my life each year. I wouldn't do it. There's just certain things I will not do. And the reason I say is because how I live my life, and again, the example that I set for my family and my daughter, that matters more to me. Which is part of the reason why, like, I'm very adamant about being able to start your own business. Because again, when you control the means by which you bring money in, you can also control the means, the things that you will do and won't do. So when people are like, "Oh, like my job is doing this, this, and this," and they don't treat me right, like I would never. I will tell you, I'll be the first one to tell you, don't quit a job with no plan. But I'm not going to tell you to let them walk all over you either. Like that. That's crazy. If you are truly being disrespected, here's the thing: you got to be able to distinguish between disrespect, true disrespect, and you just being annoyed because you don't want to do what they're asking you to do. That's not disrespect. You being asked to do something that is within your job requirements, that's not them disrespecting you. That's them asking you to show up to work. That's the reality. And you don't control those means of production, so you got to get your ass up and go do that. That's the reality. That's what you signed up for. But if a job is asking you to do three people's worth of work, and just because the other people is lazy or for whatever reason, they just because you're working well, and they're like, oh, just take on this, take on that, and you're not making any more money. No, no, I would not say to you, yeah, that's fine. Go, yeah, just go do that because it's your job. You got to do it because it's your job. No, how you make your money, how you are treated, and more importantly, for those of you who have families, the example that you set of what you're willing to take for money is extremely important. Imagine your daughter, and this is how I think about it because I have daughters, or I'm gonna have another daughter here soon. Imagine your daughters see you willing to go past your morals because someone offers you some money. Like the way I think about it is, this is what I imagine when I think about that. You out on the street, you walking, taking a walk with your daughter, right? And then someone's like, hey, if you put on this monkey suit and you dance for me, right? Or you like you, I give you 500,000. Like, as crazy as that sounds, I know a lot of y'all would do it. I know it. I know a lot of y'all are like, listen, the money is the money. But that's the point. The point is, at a certain, if money, you are hurting for money so much that you are willing to do anything for it, money has become too important. Which is why you got to focus on the controllables, not just saying to yourself, hey, if anybody offers me anything, my body's just up for grabs. Like that's nasty. And when you think like that, you put yourself in real vulnerable positions. People who think like that don't usually end up in happy, prosperous relationships, happy, prosperous jobs or businesses. Now, I'm sure someone who will see this video and be like, well, what about this person, right? Just remember this. For every one person that you can think of who is willing to give up their morality for money, there are thousands others that you have never heard of that are in the shit right now. The only reason why you think that's a winning strategy is because winners get the most attention in our world. But that doesn't make the strategy a winning one. You got to understand, only a certain percentage of people can do what those people do. So if you think to yourself, oh, like, what about the top? Like, think about OnlyFans, right? The top OnlyFans people make millions and millions and millions. Yeah, great. And a lot of them crash out too, by the way. And think about how many people are on that platform and how many of those individuals make almost no money. But they still have the same level of exposure, sometimes more, than the people who are willing to do it and make all the money. That's why sex work as a general field is so ass backwards, because it's enticing people who are young and like just don't have no sense of what is what to do something that in reality is only giving up their morals and giving them exposure in a way that they don't want for the chance at money. A lot of them never make any. So like, this is the same thing with like, you've probably heard this with like stock trading. Obviously you could make some decisions that might give you a better chance, but like there's a ton of industries where the top percentage of people, because they're willing to give up whatever it is and they might be first, they make all the money. That does not mean how they make their money is something that you should model. Integrity has to matter to how you bring money into your house. Because if the purpose of the money, or that it goes back to what do you want the money for? If your only purpose of having money is to not be in poverty, I understand why you think that way. But understand, just because you get money after being in poverty does not mean you change. You are going to be just the same you. And that shit will eventually part you from the money just as fast as it can. If the purpose of getting the money, though, is to bring your family into a better position, how you bring them there is important. Because if you could give up you in order to get the money in the house, it'll leave you just as quick. Now, I'm not saying the guy who made that initial comment of like, hey, I'll let somebody spit in my face if they give me an extra $50 and that makes it all worth it. I'm not saying that person can't be redeemed, but I can guarantee you they've probably fallen on some hard times. And this is why we got to get out of the habit of buying things that make our life marginally better instead of making sure that those dollars all stay with us. Because if some of y'all are willing to part with morality for $50, why are you spending $50? If the $50 is that important, what are we doing? Right? That's the real question. Clearly, we understand the power of money because when someone gives us a little more of it, we're happy. But then we turn around and we'll spend it. We don't give a shit. Do not let money determine your morals. Your integrity should have the biggest say. I'll talk to y'all later.